The trembling VHS camera captured grainy footage of a 3-year-old blonde girl running between the fences of a sanctuary in Tanzania. The crackling audio recorded her crystalline laughter, mixed with the distant roars of large felines. It was 1987, and Savannah Williams was about to form a bond that would challenge everything science knew about connections between species. Dr. Richard Williams adjusted the focus of the heavy analog video camera while watching his daughter approach the enclosure where an orphaned lion cub had arrived the previous week. "Sarah, are you seeing this?" he whispered to his wife, pointing to the small camera screen. The cub they had named Aslan was pressed against the bars with his golden eyes fixed on the American girl. When Savannah extended her small hand through the double security fence, the young lion gently touched her fingers with his paw. "Jambo, Aslan," said the girl, using the Swahili word she had learned from the local caretakers. The response was immediate, a low, musical purr that made all the adults present stop what they were doing. Lion cubs rarely vocalized in that specific way. It was a sound reserved for deep family bonds. "That's not normal," murmured Dr. Kariuki, the local veterinarian, while observing the scene. "In 30 years working with felines, I've never seen behavior like this, but for Savannah and Aslan, that was just the beginning." During the following months, the VHS tapes documented a friendship that grew daily. Savannah visited Aslan every morning, always with the same greeting in Swahili. The lion responded with unique sounds he made for no one else, not even his caretakers. "He recognizes her voice from 50 meters away," Richard recorded in an audio clip. "Aslan stops doing anything when he hears Savannah approaching." The connection was so strong, it defied any scientific explanation. When Savannah fell ill with fever for 3 days, Aslan refused to eat. When she finally returned, the lion pressed his body against the fence at the point closest to her and emitted a low lament that sounded almost like relief. "It's as if they share emotions," Sarah wrote in her research diary. "When Savannah is happy, Aslan shows playful behaviors. When she's sad, he becomes visibly restless." The recordings from subsequent years showed remarkable progress. Aslan grew from cub to young adult. His mane began to form, but his gentleness towards Savannah remained constant. At 5 years old, she could interpret every sound and movement he made. "He's saying he's hungry," she announced during a 1989 recording, moments before the caretakers arrived with the scheduled food. "How do you know?" asked Dr. Kariuki, fascinated. "Aslan tells me," she responded with the simplicity of a child, as if it were the most natural thing in the world. In 1992, when Savannah was 8 years old, reality imposed itself. Aslan had become a magnificent adult lion, weighing 180 kilograms, and his wild instincts were beginning to awaken. Genetic tests revealed that he possessed valuable lineage for conservation programs. "The Madikwe Reserve in South Africa is interested in him," Richard explained to Savannah in a conversation recorded on cassette. "Aslan could help save his entire species." The girl struggled with complex emotions, but her maturity surprised the adults. "If it's to help other lions like him, then that's what we must do," she said with a trembling but determined voice. The farewell day was recorded in painful detail by the VHS camera. Aslan, sedated for transport, spent his last conscious moments focused on Savannah's face. She touched his paw through the bars one last time and whispered in Swahili, "Until we meet again, my friend." The tapes document how they load Aslan into the transport truck, while Savannah watches until the vehicle disappeared down the dusty road. But instead of ending in sadness, the recording captures her final words, "Now he will be a true king." Cut to 2007. Dr. Savannah Williams, now 23 years old and a specialist in feline behavior, arrives at the Madikwe Reserve to conduct research on interspecies recognition. Her high-definition digital cameras contrast sharply with the old VHS recordings of her childhood. "You know he may not remember you," warned Dr. Peterson, the reserve director, as they headed toward the area where Aslan had established his territory. "I understand," Savannah replied, although her heart raced upon seeing a golden mane in the distance. Aslan had become a magnificent patriarch, larger and more imposing than she had imagined, with a spectacular mane and 3 playful cubs near him. When the research jeep approached, the lion lifted his head from the lagoon where he was drinking, and then it happened. Aslan stopped completely, his nostrils dilated, perceiving something in the air, his golden eyes fixed on the vehicle, but specifically on Savannah. "This is unusual," murmured Dr. Peterson. "Aslan has never shown particular interest in our jeeps." The lion approached with deliberate steps. 20 meters, 15, 10. He stopped and tilted his head slightly, exactly as he used to do when he was young. "Jambo, Aslan," Savannah whispered, using the same greeting from 15 years ago. The reaction was instantaneous and unmistakable. Aslan emitted that same musical, deep sound he only made for her, a comforting lament that crossed 15 years of separation, as if they had been 15 minutes. Dr. Peterson was stunned. "How did you get that response?" "In 20 years here, I've never seen anything like it." Tears ran down Savannah's face as she observed the magnificent king who once was her childhood companion. Through all the years, through all the changes, something had remained intact. Aslan remembered. In the following days, Aslan showed behaviors that left the entire team perplexed. Every time Savannah arrived, he appeared regardless of what part of the territory he was in. It was as if he knew through some sense that science doesn't yet understand. Even more extraordinary, Aslan began introducing his family. One hot afternoon, he approached one of his teenage daughters, touched her gently with his snout, and looked directly at Savannah. It was a deliberate gesture of introduction, something wild lions simply don't do. "He's including you in his family," observed Dr. Peterson, amazed. "We had never documented this behavior before." Savannah understood the importance of the moment. Aslan wasn't just showing recognition, he was sharing his life, demonstrating that the girl who was his first family still belonged to it. During a particularly moving observation session, Aslan did something even more impressive. He brought his cubs closer to the jeep than any of his other offspring, and then lay down near the vehicle, a vulnerable position that wild lions never adopt in front of humans. "He's showing absolute trust," Savannah whispered, barely able to believe it. "He's saying, 'I am safe.'" Savannah's research revealed revolutionary discoveries about emotional memory capacity in felines and lasting bonds between species, but the impact went beyond science. Aslan developed unique teaching behaviors, showing cubs that some humans are different, that they deserve respect instead of caution. His descendants showed uncommon tolerance, but only with known caretakers. "He's transmitting wisdom," she documented, teaching that not all humans are the same. 2 years later, Savannah received exciting news. Aslan had become a grandfather. During her visit to meet the grandchildren, he did something that left her speechless. He brought the new cubs even closer, demonstrating that trust extended across generations. "You've become exactly who you were meant to be," she told him during one of her last observations of the season. "You are a true king." In response, Aslan approached closer than ever and tilted his head slightly, a majestic gesture that seemed to say, "I remember, I understand, thank you." Today, at 28 years old, Dr. Savannah Williams is recognized worldwide as an expert in interspecies bonds. She continues visiting Aslan twice a year, and he continues showing that same special recognition. "Love knows no boundaries between species," she reflects in her best-selling book. "Aslan taught me that genuine connections transcend time and distance." The story has become a powerful symbol of harmonious coexistence. Today, conservation programs worldwide incorporate research on emotional bonds as an essential component for successful reintroductions. But for Savannah, the true legacy isn't in the scientific discoveries, it's in the quiet moments at African sunset when she observes Aslan resting with his 3-generation family, knowing that a bond formed in childhood has transformed into something that exceeded all expectations. And every night, when Aslan's territorial roar sounds across the vast plains, Savannah listens and smiles. For others, it's the sound of a wild predator. For her, it's the voice of an old friend saying, "I'm still here, I remember." In a world where the gap between humans and nature constantly grows, the story of Savannah and Aslan offers something rare, proof that genuine connection overcomes any barrier and that true love is never lost. Aslan's kingdom extends far beyond the reserve's boundaries. It lives in the hearts of all who believe that conservation begins with connection, and that the most powerful bonds honor both wild nature and our human capacity to love unconditionally.